And can we do the Zoom? I'm sorry.
We weren't recording, we weren't presenting anything while we were in executive session. Okay, good.
That would be a disaster.
Really good.
So we had a public hearing scheduled on here, but I'll just do it next time.
The general
state-
assistance.
Yeah, the state wants us to do a new general assistance ordinance. And we have to have a public hearing. It's kind of another one of those rubber stamp things, but I'll do it on the next meeting. It's not,
Does it have to be done before the calendar year? Because we're not meeting till next
I'm
month.
not worried.
That's.
Do we have to have Jeff come again?
No, it's just a public hearing.
Okay, it's not a
Um,
special town meeting.
Yeah, it's no big.
All right. are we
No
ready?
options, probably.
Okay, so
I
number
doubt it.
4, approve agenda. Do we have any additions, subtractions, anything like that? All right, I move we approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Second.
Sorry, seconded, and then all those in favor. Sorry, I'm skipping steps here tonight.
We haven't roughed this.
I have basketball practice at 7 o'clock. and I have a game tomorrow. Then I have another game Friday and Saturday, and then, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, number 5, approve the minutes from the November 29th, 2002 select board meeting.
So moved.
Second,
I abstained, so I wasn't here.
all those in favor? Okay. Number 6, approve and sign treasurer's warrants number 24. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
You got the signatures, looks like it.
Yep, I think we got all, right, yes. Okay, we're going to skip ahead to 11, new business 11A. Firmer signed boundary line confirmation agreement as approved at special town meeting. I move that we sign the boundary line confirmation agreement.
Second. Which copy?
All those in favor? All right,
I'm just making sure we had the correct copy to sign, so we don't
We
mess it
do.
up. That's all I was asking is which copy do we need to sign? You want to date it at the bottom, or are you gonna write that in, Lindsay?
Write it in.
Huh?
I write it in.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to see who's, there's gonna be a notary friend. For
Well,
you guys, this is
This is
him,
John.
this
oh.
is, this goes to this, so
Okay.
this I can.
Okay. You're a notary, right? Yeah, okay.
Or do you want me to witness it and Diane to notarize it? That sounds good.
so John, I don't know if you have anything, but that has been signed. You should be good to go. I didn't want the rest of the meeting.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you all very, very much. If you have all done that up, I'll work out with Marjorie tomorrow to get that back to me, and I'll sign, it'll get recorded, and we'll get a copy of the recording stuff back to you all.
Sounds good.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all very, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
You too. Good night.
Night.
All right, so now we will go back to 7, communications. Department of Marine Resources, renewal of limited purpose aquaculture licenses for 2023.
This was just a notice from VMR. I'm passing the information on along to you. There is a comment period if you want to take advantage of that. It doesn't last too much longer until December 19th. But these are all ongoing existing LPAs.
These are just the ones from Emily and
Yes.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, there's a list.
Emily,
Or
you
is it
and
with
Karen,
Karen?
Peter,
Yeah.
okay,
And then
yeah.
forward Karen.
Oh, it's on the other side. Thank you.
So it looks like Hugh's not renewing his.
And this is the hurricane.
See,
See, we remember
the Emily and
Well,
Doing
she has
help.
wrong, Elaine.
Emily.
So it's the only
Usually by
educational one.
email. So HMAI,
Oh, there's Hugh Martin.
that's one on this.
Hmm.
I think it's something.
I didn't think I didn't say much.
Does anybody have any questions?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't see Hughes on here. The
Not on the
FB,
left.
the FB is on there.
That's Lord Bond. So it's like your initials,
Ian
Karen
Lauren
Cooper,
is Emily,
Peter Gasparini,
He's not
and
on.
Emily.
yeah. The HMAs I don't see on here.
Well, those are the ones that they moved them from, because they used to have some up more by Starboard Rock, and then they moved them outside of the Gull Bar.
They're
2 or
up
3
by,
years
up
ago.
at Seal Bay, right?
Right,
Yeah.
but they were more up in by like Starboard Rock, and then they moved them out more out in front of like the cove, so they could get more of the
Well,
tidal
Yeah,
movement. So I'm wondering if those ones were
The
just
old
not getting
ones.
renewed because they're not using them anymore.
okay.
That could be an explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they moved them.
I know they seeded them about a month ago.
All right, if there are no other questions or comments, let's move on to number 8, speakers from the floor. I see none present. We have nobody online, correct? So we will move on to 9, committee and department reports, appointment, Sea Level Rise Committee, Marcia Cleveland resignation.
There's just a letter from Marcia saying that she's resigning from the Sea Level Rise Committee.
Effective
So-
15th. We don't have to make a motion on that, do we?
No, she's just letting us know, I guess.
Does that leave the committee still with a
There
quorum?
are 2 vacancies now.
So they have 5 members,
They have 1, 2, 3, 4 members.
4 members, all right, well, they have a. But nobody else is asked to be on.
I don't have anybody. I went to their meeting on Monday night and they talked about maybe trying to recruit somebody.
Okay.
Gabe McPhail is very involved with that committee as well, so she's not really a member of the committee, but she does a lot of the coordinating.
Okay.
Anyway.
Is that a 5-person committee with an alternate? Is that why there was
It'll be
2?
6, yeah, must be,
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we would have set up something with 6 people on it.
no, we should try to get an odd number. Okay, 9B, Woodard and Curran status update report, or status report, excuse me.
So the transfer station project has gone out to bid. I'm hopeful to have bids back by sometime in January because the main bond bank application is due February 8th.
Okay,
So I'd like to get that. But I need to know how the bids are gonna come out before I do the application.
do we have
I'd
a
like to
deadline
know.
on the, do we have a deadline on the bids?
Yeah, it's sometime, I can't remember the date, it's sometime in January.
Hopefully, like maybe the second week, that'd give you about 3 weeks to,
Well, I mean, if all the bids come in high, then we'll have to go
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
what
we're gonna
we'll
have to
do.
reassess.
Cross
or
that
ask for
bridge.
more money.
Right, we don't have to borrow the money if we don't want. We're,
I'm just
Offer
saying,
it
I
up
remember
to
what happened when we were
850, I
trying to do the town garage and everything came in. Like $750,000 or almost over what we thought the budget should be. So.
You know, it's not gonna be less.
Were you not giving out discounts this time? of year?
I don't think so.
All right, are there any questions on this update, the status report? All right. Then we will move on to 9C downtown project update.
I guess one of the big things that we're working on now are all the easements that we have to get, whether they're construction easements or permanent easements or, you know. Feel okay about it. I mean, when we did the sewer project, we had hundreds of easements, so I guess that's one of the reasons why I don't feel daunted with 40 something. I think there's 43.
Okay.
So we're working with the engineers and the attorneys to get those out, and we're gonna have a public meeting for people to come in and talk to them about their easements and sign their easements and go from there.
Okay. Old business. 10A, Town of Vinalhaven versus Blackington attorney authorizations. All right. So the full amount that was agreed upon last year has been paid. I don't know how everyone else feels on what we should do. My take on it is we've got about half of what we spent so far. It's better than what I thought we were gonna get. He did finally pay what was owed. So at this point, I would say we don't make these legal motions just because of everything we've already spent. I would say though, if future violations occur, there will be no grace period. We will not allow him to bring things up to code in a matter of days or months or whatever it is. It'll be violation is found, you're fined until it's fixed. Because of,
Are both properties free of the junk cars now?
My last visit was November 17th.
And they were then?
Yes,
Okay.
they were
I
with
see.
the auto graveyard. I mean, calling something a junkyard is a little bit subjective.
Well, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
when you can't have more than 2 unregistered cars, isn't that?
Yes,
the
that
rule?
was in compliance.
Okay, that's all, that's basically what I was asking about. Do they
Okay.
have more than 2 unregistered vehicles? I guess that's the auto graveyard or whatever.
right,
But yeah, I was gonna bring that up about the money that we got in legal fees, that I thought it should go back to reimbursing the account since we're
Yeah.
already up against
Oh, I
it.
forgot about that.
You wrote it on this memo,
Yeah.
but I remembered thinking that when you said at the last meeting, which I just read the minutes or whatever.
yeah,
that-
we're already,
That
we've
we were
already
already
spent,
at the, or over
We're
the limit.
over.
I was thinking, well, we should put that first half of the money towards it to get it. So we have some wiggle room. So I think we should put the whole,
yeah, I mean, it's,
because it was legal expenses
it's
that we
re-
spent it on,
it's
so it should go
repayment of
back
legal,
into that
yeah,
account.
definitely.
That was what I
I
was gonna
agree.
bring that up, but I saw it was on the memo too.
Yes.
So. Do we need to make a motion for that?
Well, let's-
Like that, please.
let's, before we, let's. On
Mhm.
the legal action, does anyone feel that we should move forward with legal action, or are we comfortable? Kind of leaving it as is?
I would go with the recommendation that take no action.
Does anyone disagree? Does anyone have those thoughts?
I agree with Pam.
I'm not comfortable with the position, and I think I go back to your point. I'd let it be right now, but I know that history is a history and it's gonna repeat itself.
Mhm.
And if it does,
But what I wanna continue though is,
Can we-
hold on, I'm just letting.
I thought he was done, sorry.
no. Maggie brought up a good point, and I'm not sure where we stand, but certainly we have a lot of properties around here that are suspect. And I really think we ought to, somehow get together with Fay and do a review and see, okay, where are we potentially out of compliance? And just to make sure we got our butts covered, that we haven't treated anyone outside of what is right for everyone. Because I think we're just asking for trouble if we don't.
I agree. I mean, we're not, this isn't a personal thing, it's a town thing. If
Yep.
someone's in violation, you're in violation.
Yep.
It doesn't mean we won't give that particular person maybe an opportunity to bring things up.
Yep.
Before we start issuing fines. But yes, we should still go through and make sure people are following the ordinances as we put them
Right.
forward.
Now,
Yeah.
the call right to that one right now, though, is with the dump situation and the ability to get cars off. How do we address that so that no
Well-
longer is?
Marjorie, can you address that about the junk cars?
So, Millie and I have been working on that with, of course, with Ken and, we've had conversations with Thomaston Recycling, who takes our recycling and our metal. And our agreement with them is that if we, take the gas tanks off of the cars and we have the title. Well, Kenny says that he's got about 99% of the title, so I don't see that as a problem. So I've given Carl Philbrook more hours to pump the gas out of the gas tanks in these cars and remove the gas tanks. And Thomaston has said that they will begin removing these cars. I've also had conversations with Lauren and Mike Bunker, and they said that they would take some junk cars, but I haven't really heard back from them. But we're trying to do everything we can to move some of these vehicles out of there. But I'm hopeful about Thomaston Recycling, because I mean, we have a contract with them.
Yep.
You know, if they're gonna take our recycling and our metal, then take our metal. You know, this is part of our waste stream.
Can we make it a condition on dropping a car off in the future that they have to take the gas out of them?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
We should.
that's what,
Yes.
that's all I mean,
Margie, one of the things that, I don't know if it would work, but it's something I thought might. We have a lot of big trucks coming out here, kind of like, Nadeau used to have, that are bringing stone out almost every day. Is it possible, is it one company that does much of it? Is it possible to approach them to see if they would take cars off on their return trip when they're empty?
I mean, I'm not opposed to approaching them, but I think they would have to have a place to take them and have certain licenses. I'm just not sure.
I'm assuming they're taking to Thomaston, is the problem with Thomaston taking them, or is it the problem getting them off the island on the boat?
It's been that Thomaston hasn't been taking them for whatever reason, but I agree with Marjorie. They're under our contract to take our recycling. It includes the metal. If we adhere to their request of removing the gas tanks and making sure the gas tanks are empty, then that should be enough for them to start taking them over. So that should be the solution. If that fails to materialize, then we're gonna have to address it in a different way. But for now, I think that's the way we should go. So
what about batteries? Do they care if those are in the cars?
They didn't say they did.
Yep.
Move
Okay.
forward with this.
Yep, all right, so. Back to this. So at this point. We'll take no more action. In regards to the Blackington case, he has paid it in full, and I make a motion that we move. The $9,877 paid to the
Professional service,
to the,
is that?
yeah, is it the professional
Professional services / legal.
to the professional services / legal budget line?
Second,
All those in favor? All right.
Thank you.
All right. 10, are there any more on that particular topic? Are we good?
What do we have to do to change the dump ordinance to make sure that people take the gas out of it? Just tell them that's what the new policy is, or how does that work? Because I know there's a fee schedule. I mean, is
Well,
that,
I would suggest that we increase the fee to $100 from 50.
it's only
and make-
$50.
Yeah.
And make it a requirement to. I don't know. Is it in the solid waste ordinance?
I'm just, I mean, maybe we could just address it at the next meeting, if you could just check on it to make sure what we need, so
We
we're
just won't accept it with the,
gas.
with the.
If there's gas in the
But
tank,
if we
they
have
have,
to go up from 50 to 100, can we just do that now?
I believe you can, yes, to increase that,
The disposal fee for
Yes.
automobiles from 50 to 100 with that, we just need to make a motion of that. Is that what you think?
I make a
The
motion,
same for
we
the gas?
increase the,
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead.
I make a motion, we increase the disposal fee on automobiles from $50 to 100.
Second,
All those in favor? All right. Okay. 11B, Madison Mackenzie Young, quick clean deed.
Darlene wanted me to amend this we had already done it, but, she found another reference, a book and page reference that she felt should be added to it. Look that one,
Yep.
Lizzie, you can make a
Um,
motion, just read it out.
You know what? Didn't do
Did we not do, all right, I'm sorry, then let's finish this one, we'll go back,
Yep.
I'm sorry, I skipped over one.
it's okay.
Did you make a motion to sign it?
I'm sorry, I make a motion that we sign the municipal quitclaim deed as presented.
I
All-
can't.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
What is my name? Who am I? Oh, that's my pen.
Is this Monday?
We're all on a roll. No, I don't know what it is. Friday the 13th.
So.
It is the 13th.
It is the
Yeah,
It's just
13th.
not Friday.
That's not Friday.
I
It
wish
seems
was
like Fridays
Friday.
every time you turn around.
I wish it was Friday.
I wish it was September again and it was back in Ireland.
I wish it was June. and it was summer. Me too. Then you'd have 3 months to look forward to your frickin' September.
That's true. All right, let's go back to
Sign
10,
that back there.
full
Yeah.
business, job description review and approval, public works and transfer station.
I just need to approve those, I think. They've been
Yeah.
on the agenda 2 or 3 times.
I move we approve the public works and transfer station job descriptions as amended.
Second.
All those in favor? All right,
There's my signature for that, isn't there? I don't think.
okay, so now we're on to 11C airport lease.
Are we prepared to sign it and send it over to Jerry Waters?
I think the only changes from what we last reviewed is just the term, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And it goes till December of 2024.
Should this clause still be in there? Because we're not doing it.
Which clause are you looking at?
The operation and rates. They shall submit to the selectmen and publish in the town the notice showing
They do
the,
actually send that out. There's a copy of it in the,
there is,
isn't there a rate schedule over there?
I think so.
they do that, okay,
Yeah, they've
I had-
done it a couple times and
okay,
when they went up on their rates, they sent new schedules over, I believe.
Okay.
When did we get one in the spring? I think they went up like $20 a.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
And they started charging freight different. I think that was in the spring. We saw that, so.
That's when a lot of companies changed a lot of their pricing though, because
Of the
everything
fuel,
was.
yeah, but I know we saw. a
okay.
rate
I
schedule. I'm
hadn't
pretty
seen
sure
it.
they do keep up on that one.
Okay, good.
I never fly, so I wouldn't even know what the rates are, but all right, I move we sign the airstrip lease and agreement as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? All right,
it's on 2 copies,
Mhm.
but then I'll send
Okay.
2 copies over to Jerry.
I got a lot of questions on this one. Well, I'll hold off today, but.
Is it all right if I sign Jacob Thompson instead of Jake Thompson?
I think that'll.
Do I need to, do we need to sign all
Need
these?
to send both,
Just
there's
two.
two, that one
Oh,
and that one.
Totally missed that one.
I wouldn't have seen it if I hadn't picked the first page up, so.
What's the other one?
No, it's
It's just 2 copies.
One for her.
Copies of the airport.
this one back in 9, and then there's 2. There's one in this packet and one in your packet.
All right, so 11D, contract for sheriff's deputy services.
This is the first time I've presented this. This is the contract from last year. I've tried to contact the sheriff and chief deputy about, what kind of amendments they want or what kind of amendments we want. I haven't had any response.
Okay.
So, I guess
Well,
we'll,
when he's making up excuses for not coming out here because he's running in an election and he's running unopposed, I don't believe we're gonna get much satisfaction out of him. I thought there might have been someone he was running against when he said he couldn't come out here because he was in the middle of a big election cycle. Then I come up to vote and there's one name on the ballot.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a lame excuse in my mind.
I mean, I don't think there's much that we want to change in this contract because we still haven't gotten what's in the contract.
Right.
I mean,
I
again,
think-
I understand they're facing staffing issues and there's nothing we can really do about that, but,
I think they need to give us a little bit more transparency. If you go on Facebook and look at the Rockland Police page, whenever they have something happen over there, they put a press release out on Facebook so that people in town know that they've actually
Done something.
done something. Like there was that thread at the school. They posted, there was a thing the other day about juveniles doing this and that, and they posted a press release, whatever they can legally release. They put a press release out on Facebook, so people know what's happened. But out here, someone shoots a gun off in Main Street and you just hear rumors about what happened. You
Yeah.
don't know if the guy got arrested, if,
I wouldn't have known about it unless I was going on the first boat the next morning.
right,
And
so
I heard
I'm just
people
saying,
talking
like,
about it.
it wouldn't be that difficult for them to put something out on Facebook if they have a Facebook page or to put a press, and I mean, it's only gotta be a paragraph. It's not like we're talking about a novel and it's not every day. It's just, if Rockland Police Department can do it, then Knox County should be able to do it.
Maggie,
I
what
think
do we,
need something like that?
what do we get from the Knox County for reports on their activities? Anything at all?
Quarterly thing that,
daily.
That
yeah.
email.
I tried to
Used to come
forward it to you, but then you said your email wasn't,
My email
I
would
get
be
it.
fine. I wasn't on the town one yet.
It's really just like a list of
Yeah.
the different items.
But it
that
just
they've
says
investigated.
pending every time. It never says what the result was. It doesn't
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Just says pending deputy or pending
Yeah, because I
clearing.
would like to know like what happened with that. The individuals who were shooting firearms off in Main Street, like,
One was arrested.
okay. In charge of what?
Well, this is what they give us now. I'll just give you the first one. It says. Suspicious activity, Deputy John Palmer, incident hope, time reported, clearance, sergeant approved, the end. That doesn't tell you,
Anything.
I mean, can we ask them to do more of like what the Rockland Police Department?
Where-
CLB?
Where would we put that?
Before, and they just,
I'm pretty sure we've asked for similar.
and
things
this is what they
in the past.
came up with, this
Maybe,
daily.
maybe we should contact with Rockland Police Department, see if they could send someone out here and not do that.
It might be better.
I mean.
Yeah.
Just saying that if Rockland Police Department can run a Facebook page and put out a press release, then. I think that they should be able to do better than what they're doing.
So this would be like a new clause in here about reporting.
I mean, they said they were gonna,
something.
they said they were gonna give us something, but. Well, there isn't anything about that, but I think we should include something like 12, something about reporting, We need a monthly activity report plus. If any press releases or any.
If there are actual arrests made, we should see.
Well, that's what I've always been asking for, like, we don't need to know who it was or what happened, but if someone shoots a gunfire on Main Street, what happened? They get transported to Knox County
Well,
Jail.
if someone is actually arrested, their name should be included, shouldn't it? Unless.
Well,
they're
it
a
should be,
minor,
yeah, but I
their
mean,
name should be-
anything that's public knowledge, they should,
Right,
Yeah.
On
You-
number 1, the sheriff or designation shall provide the selectmen with the following: a copy of the daily KSO report of law enforcement activities on within the town.
Yep.
Upon request of the town, a minimum of a monthly in-person check-in with the Board of Selectmen,
yeah.
a monthly report summarizing law enforcement activities within the town.
Well.
But we don't get
Does
any
that
of those.
happen?
No,
That's
I mean, this is all my questions.
Us is remember we used to get a printout.
And it would
of-
say like
Right.
70 911 hangups, 4 ATVs and
Right,
And then we
that was
asked, well,
quarterly, right?
quarterly,
Before,
whatever.
and then we asked for something more and we haven't gotten it.
And then we asked, well, if these people were caught driving ATVs through town, could you let us know if they were taken to court and
Cited or anything.
cited or
right.
whatever,
Yeah.
instead of just saying. And they. Just didn't seem interested in,
I think they know that they know and think that they have us over a barrel, so. What are we gonna do about it?
well, you
Well,
remember,
that's what we need to determine.
were you on the board when
So
the?
I said, is it an option to
few years
to
ago,
contract with
still
Rockland to
five
send police
days
officers out
different.
here? I mean. I know that we're supposed to get something from Knox County because we're already paying that kind of money, but. We're not really getting anything out of them. I don't think.
Was it you, Donnie, suggested wanting to go to the commissioner?
Hmm?
Were you the one that said we should go ask to have a meeting with the commissioner?
No, that was
Yeah.
Marjorie,
It was not good.
because there was
It kind-
No, mine was,
no,
I
it
wanted
was-
the sheriff.
the
people here.
budget committee or something, because you said there's only so much we can do because they were negotiating a new contract. With the union, or maybe it was the union,
No,
Rep or
somebody said, well, the sheriff won't come talk to us. What about the commissioner, the county commissioner? Would they have any influence over anything? I said, I have no idea anything about how it all works.
it
Well, maybe
doesn't out
that's the
here,
next
I can
step,
tell you
though.
that, that's how it works out here, it doesn't.
doesn't,
I mean, we had that whole. Rigmarole in 2020 where we had the meeting outside and they promised
Oh,
us
yeah.
the moon
They did not.
and they delivered. I think we're getting maybe less than we got before.
Well, all right. Specifically for this contract, do we have anything else we want to put into it? And
There's a lot there that's just not being done.
Can we,
The
can
contract
we,
itself
can we,
doesn't look
can we
bad.
cross out this upon request of the town? In that first line, a copy of the
Mhm.
daily Knox County Sheriff's Report of law enforcement activities on the town, period, not upon request.
Is that what we get?
Mhm.
I'm guessing, I don't know,
I don't
I
get
think,
that.
yeah, that's their daily, that's the daily report.
well, then maybe we need more, I don't think it should be upon request, I think they should, if something happens out here, they should send at least you. Some kind of a summary, so if something gets brought up to us like, oh, why did this happen? And we have no idea. I mean, a lot of things happen out here. I have no idea that they happen. So, I mean,
I don't get that.
unless they happen at my house, I'd probably,
I same thing. I don't hear about things half the time.
Then I don't get the email that Jay gets.
I don't either.
Oh, you don't?
I don't,
No,
I've never gotten it.
I've never gotten it.
Andy was the one that had them made,
I'll show
I
you.
have no,
one.
I'll check mine again to see who it comes from.
And why does it say services provided may include? Should it be services provided shall include?
Where is it?
The
It's the
second paragraph under one.
paragraph in the first section.
Who doesn't get it? Cause I can reply to this email and see if they'll add you guys.
I don't get it.
So you're just D-Pool at Town of Vinalhaven, right?
Yep.
You'll probably double die, right?
Now, when we went through the budget last year, we cut out a big portion of this because we weren't paying it.
Right.
We're coming up on budget season again. Do we even want to pursue having this again, this contract?
That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, it is a lot of money we're paying, and I think pretty much everyone is in agreement. We're not receiving the service that we feel we should get.
One of the things that we had, I've always heard the benefit was their insurance. But I'm looking at the clause in here, it seems like we have to pay additional insurance. Is that, am I misreading this?
Where is that? Where's our doc-
Number 9.
Because it seems like,
County maintains the insurance.
the county shall have no obligation to the town to procure any insurance coverage other than that afforded through the county on that risk pool. Now, what is that? I mean, are we? And it further says that the county and the town will agree that each will be responsible for defending itself in the event of a claim. That doesn't sound like very good protection to me.
Was it just you three that don't get the email?
Yeah,
Pam said
Andy
she
did.
got it. Audrey gets
Yeah,
it.
it's, like, that's what my town email looks like. And then you just click to other, and that's all the Knox County stuff
Let
there.
me see if I get that.
Oh, I just sent him an email asking him to add you three.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
if, I don't know if they check it or not, but
I need to
Because
get
my-
access to mine.
My email looks like
you're Dawn
my
Young, right? You're
regular
not Young,
Yahoo,
'cause she's
and then I
Young.
have my.
I think, I'm not sure, Jake.
Town one.
Jake. It's right here. It's 40 hours. If they said they'll try to provide it. If they don't provide it, we ought to be reducing their pay by the amount of hours they don't provide.
I said
We-
80 hours.
We only pay for the hours that I work.
Yeah.
So we don't pay 40 hours when they
No,
don't deliver 40
Only
hours.
what we're billed is.
But we're supposed to be paying half of that, right?
Correct.
So if they
Yeah,
work
they're
20 hours, we
50%,
pay
yeah.
10 and they pay 10, right?
While the county will attempt to provide 80 hours of police services per week, it is clearly understood by the parties that such level of service is an aspirational goal and not a contractual term or other obligation.
So this, I was going up top here. this one
Yeah,
here.
I'm just looking
Yeah.
at,
Yeah,
you know,
right, yeah.
they're promising the world and they can't even give us 40 hours.
Is it worth taking a little time to? Before we go any further on this one here to. Keep trying to get a meeting with them. I think the commissioner idea is not a bad one.
I'm responding. I'm a little,
Keith,
Well, this contract runs out at the end of this month.
yeah,
If we don't reach out to them, then we won't have an agreement. And just because we reach out to them doesn't mean they're gonna turn around and sign it right away. Cause I remember
Yeah.
last year we had to, we
Same
waited,
thing.
I think, till like February, or March was actually signed. So.
Yeah, well, we don't know what their union negotiations turned up
Are they
anyway either.
So they, if they're still in those negotiations. All I know is if nothing is signed for January 1st. We're not obligated to pay anything. They might send someone out, doesn't mean we have to pay them
right,
because there's no contract in place. I know, we in the past, we kept paying. To try to maintain that relationship, but at what point? Do we just say enough's enough? We're still part of Knox County. They still have to provide us with service.
They'll just send someone down here when there's a call from North Haven is what will
Yeah,
happen.
right.
Don't have anything.
But
Well, we don't
what do we
anyway,
have
see.
now? Like, we don't even have,
they won't even meet.
What
with
happened
us.
with that person that was gonna maybe move over here if we could find housing? We never found housing.
I never found anything. I inquired with the school to see if they knew of anything, the principal.
they were looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like that's not easy to find.
Again, there's one that might be available if we take the steps to pursue it.
The one that you told me about, I asked the Knox County about that one. And they said it wouldn't work if it was seasonal.
No, I'm talking
Oh.
about about
The cruise
the
quarters.
disposition of the ferry service building. That's 3-bedroom, 2 baths. And they're gonna tear it down, and if it's a double wide, it probably could be fairly easily removed. And
I don't know.
I just think it's something we ought to look at.
But say we can do that, what is it gonna cost? Then we have to go and ask for the money. And then what if that deputy decides to not take the job?
Well, we're gonna have to,
Has to have a pad, it has no.
I'm
has
not,
to have a
I'm
place to
not,
go
it's
with it.
just,
Yeah, I mean, there's,
also the issue before us right now on this agenda is about the contract.
right,
Do we want to put in any amendments, change anything and send it to them to have them sign it? Or not, I guess. That's really all it is. The housing issue, I agree, that's something we have to address, but before
no,
we do
that's
that,
right there.
The only thing I had was
Yeah.
just that about we need more communication. I don't know how you would write up what I said.
it's kind of, I think we have most of it already in here. It's just
Yeah.
not being met. So
But, I mean,
do we want to send this
I think.
with the new dates and signed by
Can-
us?
can
and
we at
ask
least
them,
cross-
or-
Can we at least cross out upon request of the town?
Yeah, I that's fine. I don't have any objections to that. But
There-
do we want to sign it and send it to them, or do we need to reach out and ask them, are you ready to
Well,
talk
I
about the
need-
contract?
I need to amend the dates at the very least.
Right,
We'll do that and bring it back. to
Yeah, it would be January 1st, 2030 through 23.
right.
I mean, what else are we gonna do for this year? I think we kind of have to send it to them, don't we? I mean, at least it might
It's in
get
the
them thinking
budget.
about,
It's in the budget through June at least,
right,
right?
it might get them thinking about it.
Yeah. I suppose we should, and we gotta keep trying, I guess. I don't know what else we can do.
We could amend those 2 lines and just send them over a copy and have them.
Okay.
Peruse it, I guess, and see what they have to send
Yeah,
back to us, because we need to know what they're coming back at us with too.
Right,
I mean, we could sign this and send it over, then if they sign it, then I guess it's the same contract basically, except for without those 5 words in it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make this like bold and a couple sizes bigger, so.
Yeah, they probably won't even notice that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I might just sign it back and say, okay, as long as we're paying the amount of money, because that's basically the union contracts of, I mean.
Yeah.
Cause their union, Knox County Sheriffs or whoever sheriff, seems like they control everything. I mean, they say, "Oh, we're not spending the night out here, we're not doing this, we're not doing that," so Knox County shouldn't be able to enter into these contracts if they can't provide it from the union, so. That's the way I feel.
They're not here at night, they're not doing the job. Do we have a good handle on an annual cost? I know we had the budget and everything, but do we have a good handle on that full cost of Knox County service? And what it would be without, what Knox County's cost would be without that?
We just take off
not
that
understanding
line
the
of
question.
150 or whatever it was.
But is that what we're actually being charged? I guess that's what
Well,
I'm
that's
saying.
including the paying for the rent, the.
if we had to pay for
utility.
everything, I think. The year before we cut it because we weren't getting it, it was like budget for like 175, am I correct? Somewhere in that range.
But that was with a bunch of overtime hours.
That's like
taken
if
into.
we
We've
had-
never paid out that full amount.
No, that's if we were paying like
Yeah,
4 deputy live here, we we're paying the $5,000 in utilities and the $12,000 towards rent. And everything was filled completely. We budgeted for like 175, and I think we were billed like maybe half of that.
Yeah, I don't think it even hit 100. It was
No.
maybe
It
75.
hasn't hit, it hasn't,
No, because there's never anyone out here to fill the hours. There's
no.
very rarely any 40-hour weeks filled.
All right,
out,
so-
or there hasn't been.
Let's make those minor changes, send it to them, see what they say. We'll go from there, I guess. All right. 11E, adopt new general assistance ordinance. Are we
We skipped
we're
that.
skipping that one? All right, so we'll go to 12, report of town manager, excuse me.
So I've been moving some of the money around. I did try to give you a list of all of the investments that we have. As I reported last meeting, we're getting 3% interest on all of our accounts at the first, except the CD, and that matures in January. So and in the Machias, where we had that CD that was only earning 1.54. I had been working with Machias down in Shadid, so I called my contact down there, and she's gonna give me the 3% on that CD. And with a 12-month term. So it'll mature next December 23 instead of maturing in October of 24. So she reduced the time period and gave me the 3%.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I've got to run over to
It's
Machias.
December 31st of this next year, or
So, the date, the CD will be renewed for a different type of CD tomorrow.
mhm,
And so a year from that date,
14, okay.
December 14th, 2023,
Mhm.
instead of October of 2024, so that's good. And the interest rate will be 3%, so I think everything right now will be at 3%. And the only CD that I have that's kind of locked in at the 3% is that Machias. And I think she really did me she gave me a good deal. She could have said, no, you're locked in until.
Well, yeah, shortening the term and increasing the rate, that's
Yeah.
not usually done. So
Yeah,
no.
so, I was really happy about that. Kind of goes back to my, develop those relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. So do you have any questions on any of this?
No,
Oh, and the Camden. It's only getting 0.15. I can't believe.
I
Camden
thought we
doesn't do
switched everything
anything.
out of there.
well, that's
like-
just maintaining the checking because we have it, and we can deposit checks there and
Right.
it's just,
So I moved, most of that over into the first.
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty bad when someone's giving 3% and someone's giving not even point, not
I
even
mean,
giving
they used
point.
to be so
3%.
aggressive. And I used to be able to call and say, what can you do for me? So-and-so is gonna do this, and it
Yeah.
just got to a point where they.
Well,
just-
even all the people that I was working with like 10 years ago have all retired. It's all new people there. I don't even know anyone that.
I just
did
don't
business
understand how
with.
in the rates climbing, you can, as a bank, not increase your current customers' savings and checking
Right.
account interest rate when others are offering
Yeah, because everything that's,
100 times what you're offering.
everything that's a floating rate's gonna be going up every time they change. the
Oh,
rate.
yeah, any chance they get on a loan, they're raising that rate as soon as possible. So I just,
Yeah. It's a little
I don't get it.
perplexing. Yeah, I don't have anybody that I know at Camden anymore either.
And they don't fight to keep the money.
they don't, yeah.
They're
used
just like,
to. They used to.
sure, take all of this money out. We don't,
Yeah.
no big deal.
I don't know.
Anything else, Marjorie?
Thank you.
Okay. Report of members.
Pretty much said all my stuff. Everything I had was about to call, so.
I have nothing.
I'm still concerned about the light on the old fire hall, that motion light, or not, I don't know, if it's a motion light, that comes on at dark. When it's like
Oh.
it's like a spotlight
Like a
that shines
security
into the
light?
parking lot.
Security.
It's not a
Light.
security, but it's just,
What about it?
it's doesn't, I've asked for 2 or 3 years to have, can they just put some new light bulbs in it? And
Oh,
it's just,
I don't.
no,
That's
you
all.
don't have any clue because I haven't brought it up since, because it didn't need it in the
So all
summer.
you
Well,
need is a
Nick and I
20-foot
went-
ladder and 2 lights.
Yeah, I mean,
Fix it.
It's,
Could have went down there and changed all the light bulbs.
it's
that we could-
up on the right of the building that faces the parking lot. And it's a light, it's white, it's got 2 bulbs.
Are you sure it isn't the security cameras?
No, it's
okay.
supposed to be
Alright.
a light
Okay.
that would shine on people, so when you're
Okay.
walking through the parking lot that is dark as a pocket,
Okay.
you don't get run over.
Hmm.
It's such a
Oh, sure.
hazardous place down there with that crosswalk, and it should be better, and I know with the improvement with the downtown project.
All right,
things
so
have
if we
changed.
can't figure out what it is.
Is it kind of like right above where the bathroom door is?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's up on the- Yeah,
It's a
you would
spotlight.
need
It's
it.
base, you need a lot.
Well,
Not on the wall,
It's
it's up.
It's like up near the peak,
Yes.
it's up near the top of the roof.
up near where the
Yeah.
roof,
Yeah, I think so.
where the soffit of the
Yes.
roof is.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's just,
We
it's been,
changed the outside light and all of the bulbs inside.
it just
but-
needs to be
But you
done.
need
I've
to have
asked,
a ladder or a
I
bucket
asked,
truck.
how many times did I ask if we could have that
I don't know.
previously? More than several times. And it never was addressed. And I said, wait a
I
minute,
know.
something's gonna get run over. in that
Did you ever
parking
get
lot."
your ladder for the thoroughfare?
What's that? No, probably not.
Millie said she was gonna look at that.
No, I need to ask Millie about that.
Well,
Anyway,
I thought I saw a bill.
I'm sorry, it's just dangerous in there, and the lights just
old
need to be
fire hall.
changed, yes.
Yeah.
Very basic.
I make Nick do it.
If he's got the ladder, I'll hold the ladder while he climbs up and fixes
We do
it.
the library now and.
Quality time doing all of it.
Yeah, let him go for it. But anyway, I just am concerned that it's
Um,
dangerous in that parking lot. It's
Okay,
dark.
I'll look at it.
Okay,
I don't know.
it's not.
When
rocket
you're looking
science.
at the building, there's the entrance to the bathroom. If you just kind of look straight up,
Okay,
It'll be right on the tallest part
Okay.
before it comes down to
Yeah,
that little
like a
part, it's right
floodlight
there.
Yes,
Yeah, two,
exactly.
probably, two or
Floodlight,
three,
yeah.
probably, two lights probably.
Like
Usually
a
they have
light,
two.
got it.
my motion lights on my little house come on and it lights up the entire yard
Okay,
and
I'll
that,
remember.
yes. And it's like two little teeny lights. Anyway, it's very irritating. In case you didn't notice.
Had
All right.
no idea.
Anyone else?
Let me see if I can't think of something else to.
I
draw
move we
about.
adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor?
Thank
Thank you, everyone.
you.
So our next meeting is in January sometime.
Oh, yeah. when is it?
January
Third.
3rd. Yeah.
I think I have that.
Everyone have a good holiday. You
Yeah,
too.
you too.